we've got, Money Magazine, Smart Money, Jim Cramer, Mad Money. We've got the Wall Street Journal, Personal Finance, New York Times, Personal Economy. There's a glut of this stuff out there. Is there really a model for personal finance journalism, and how do you find really great advice tailored for you? I mean, of all these sources out there, where do you go? Do you want to start? You start with that.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think the one thing you can help people with is starting by telling them what not to listen to or who not to listen to. I mean, the question you always want to ask is, sort of what is this person's sort of stake in what they're talking about? And so, if you're hearing from, experts who are being quoted in a publication and, they're in the business of selling insurance or selling a actively managed mutual fund, you sort of take that with a grain of salt. I mean, I find my favorite sources to be fee-only financial planners. These are financial planners who only earn money from the fees that their clients pay them. So they don't take any commissions from annuity companies or life insurance companies. The only money they make is from the hourly fee, say, that their clients pay. As far as the journalism itself goes and the models, one thing that I've been sort of disappointed by is that there have not been as many kind of good niche products created. Money and Smart Money still do very well, sort of addressing a kind of the broad swath of baby boomers. And there's a few bloggers and book writers who've done a good job with writing for young people. But, I still don't think there's a great journalistic publication for people, say, in their 60s and 70s. I mean, there's this whole sort of, there's a whole generation of people now who are going to live for 20 or 30 years, beyond the age of the traditional retirement age. And who's serving them? That's still an area where I think there's opportunity.
Prior to the financial crisis, there were a lot of Hispanic groups urging Latinos to buy homes and to get into the market. And
the American dream, yeah.
The American dream was to have a piece of real estate. Was that a miscalculation? Is the Hispanic community paying a big price for this now?
Yes, we are paying a big price in two areas. When we analyze the Hispanic market, we have to see two ways. One is the immigrant undocumented, and then the immigrant that is documented already, that is Hispano, has a U.S. citizen or is a resident, and use the Spanish language as the first source. The immigrant undocumented, they were buying a lot of homes with a TIN number, the individual tax identification number. Oh, you can buy a home with an ITIN, you don't need a Social Security. Well, get what? If that guy, let's say that's this undocumented immigrant, purchased that home, and tomorrow is kicked out of the country, this guy can lose their home. Because when the the bank discovered that he lent the money to a guy that was not real the guy without the Social Security, or he defaulted the loan, he will lose the home. So you have a lot of people who purchase a home without the proper identification. That is one hand. The other hand, a lot of people is buying life insurance, annuities, illegals, undocumented. So they are pushing, buy the life insurance, buy an annuity. Well, get what? Do you know? If I buy a life insurance, let me put it this way. I buy a life insurance. You sell me, you're the sales guy. You're the insurance guy, okay?
You hear that?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You sell me a life insurance. I am an undocumented immigrant. I am paying him a premium, so in any case I die, my son or my daughter will receive the money from the company, correct? Right. Well, get what? When I fill the application, I have to put the numbers. If I put a Social Security, an incorrect Social Security, or just an IT number, and if I die, the company will start analyzing that form. If they see something that is wrong there, they will go to court and they will debate not to pay my face value of the insurance. And there is a lot of Hispanos buying insurance without that proper documentation. So that is one issue with the illegal immigrants. And we are pushing people buy homes, buy life insurance, buy an annuity, you can guarantee your income. And that is one legal issue.
What are the, you mentioned a lot of big themes that, that you think are really important now. Which is the most pressing of all of them right now, of the personal finance issues? What's really kind of most urgent of all?
I mean, besides the whole question of, the fact that we're approaching 10% employment, right? I mean, it's, for any of this to matter, you need to have a job. That's slightly out of my area of expertise. I mean, it's more of an economics question and a career advice question than it is a personal finance question. But I mean, that's the big one. And then, you look at where the big numbers are. I mean, you look at, are you encouraging a culture of saving, of starting early, of letting the money compound, of holding something back for yourself as opposed to, sending a big chunk of your disposable income to relatives who are elsewhere, or spending them on material things. That to me is a big one. And then the other one is, the thing that, the biggest ticket item that most people spend money on, over the course of their lifetime is their home. And the fact that so many people were told that, all that matters is that your initial monthly payment is low. And that they didn't understand, what was going to happen, in a year or in 3 years. It's it's a national tragedy, right? And there's something sort of appealing about this new sort of consumer finance agency that had wanted to sort of force everyone who was applying for a mortgage to look at a plain vanilla product first, so that they would understand, the guarantees that they were giving up, the fixed payment over time, if they looked instead for, a product that might have a lower payment at first. So, it doesn't look like we're going to see that requirement, but I think it would have helped an awful lot of people.
My name is Emily Goldman. If the economic problem has had a big, has affected the remesas, the remittances that especially Central Americans send home, and which are a huge percentage of the, I don't know if it's called GNP or the,
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, I know that I have friends, Honduran friends, and they're not sending because of the coup, because they're not clear that it's going to get through, but that's a different issue.
That's a different issue, yeah. But it's true.
Are remittances going down?
If my numbers are correct, it's between $50 and $60 billion every year. Remesas sent from United States to Latin America. And that has been decreasing. Mexico, after the oil, so the money they receive from oil, the second one is remesas. So remesas is a huge topic. And from there, you have businesses. You have a case, I remember, if I am quoting correct, about Western Union. They were charging X amount of money, and somebody sued, and they went to the Supreme Court because they were charging X amount of money when you put the money then in the exchange rate. So there is a lot of topic there, but remesa is a huge one. But it depends who is your audience. For example, I will not do a column about remesas, but because I don't know if the person who is reading the column is thinking about, I will save $10 today because of the remesa thing. But I use the remesa as an example, how important is the connection, the interconnection between United States and Latin America, for example. I use that as an example.
Ron,
Right.
did you want to comment?
Yeah, and just to follow up on that, the raw dollar amounts may well be going down. I mean, it seems logical that they would. But the latest numbers I pulled was that the percentage of people sending money abroad is actually a little bit higher than it was in 2006, interestingly. 54% of foreign-born Hispanics, 36% of all Latinos sent remittances in the last year. That's higher than 2006, again, on a percentage basis.
Well, that's interesting. Very counterintuitive.